What is empathy?
Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. How do I know if I'm an empath? An empath is someone who is aware that he or she reads emotions, nuance, subtext, undercurrent, intentions, thoughts, social space, interactions, relational behaviors, body language, and gestural language. A hyper-empath is someone who reads these things to a greater degree than is deemed normal. The three types of empathy that psychologists have defined are cognitive, emotional, and compassionate. What is empathy in examples? When you feel something because someone else does, this is emotional empathy. You may have noticed this when you cried watching a very sad scene in a movie. Cognitive empathy involving thinking more than feeling. Cognitive empathy means putting yourself in someone else's shoes. What causes a lack of empathy? As many psychiatric conditions are associated with deficits or even lack of empathy, we discuss a limited number of these disorders, including psychopathy, antisocial personality disorders, borderline and narcissistic personality disorders, autistic spectrum disorders, and alexithymia. How do you show empathy? Some people are more naturally empathetic than others, but there are easy evidence-based exercises that anyone can do to increase their empathy. Talk to new people. Trying to imagine how someone else feels is often not enough, researchers have found. Try out someone else's life or join forces for a shared cause. Is lack of empathy an illness? Psychopathy is a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse, shallow affect, glibness, manipulation, and callousness. Previous research indicates that the rate of psychopathy in prison is around 23% greater than the average population, which is around 1%. All three types of empathy aim to focus on the other person, not yourself, help the person feel heard, create a connection, acknowledge the other person's point of view, and learn more by asking clarifying questions, not giving advice, increase understanding and dialogue. What is the opposite of empathy? By definition, empathy is the opposite of apathy. Empathy is defined as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another within, feeling, or inside. Suffering and apathy as defined as a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern, not feeling or without suffering. Are empaths born or made? The good news is that empaths are made. We are not empathic by nature. The latest scientific studies regarding the ability to empathize with others indicate that it is not an instinctive process, but rather one of learning and mentalization. Is empathy positive or negative? While past research has not distinguished between positive and negative empathy, the results of this study demonstrate that positive empathy may be a distinct component of empathy that has important behavioral consequences in everyday life. What is positive empathy? Definition of positive empathy. We define positive empathy as understanding and vicariously sharing others' positive emotions. Imagining, recalling, observing, or learning of others' positive outcomes can trigger positive empathy. Are empaths evil? An empath's life is full of all the conflicts between good and evil that those around them are experiencing. Unfortunately, empaths sometimes give in to all the pain and suffering they absorb. Empaths should also pay more attention to their feelings. Why do empaths attract narcissists? Empaths are emotional sponges who can absorb feelings from other people very easily. This makes them very attractive to narcissists, because they see someone who will fulfill their every need in a selfless way. What is an empathic narcissist?
Empathic narcissists tend to believe that they are a victim of everyone's feelings and thoughts because they feel them so strongly, yet have little genuine tenderness, understanding, or compassion towards others.
Is empathy a positive emotion? Positive emotions like empathy or gratitude are linked to a more positive, continual state, and these people are far more likely to help others than those not experiencing a positive emotional state. Researchers found that cognitive empathy rather than emotional empathy predicted helping behavior towards victims. Why is empathy so important? Empathy helps us connect and help others, but like other traits, it may have evolved with a selfish motive, using others as a social antenna to help detect danger. From an evolutionary perspective, creating a mental model of another person's intent is critical. The arrival of an interloper, for example, could be deadly. So developing sensitivity to the signals of others could be life-saving. How do children develop empathy? Babies display an understanding that people's actions are guided by intentions and are able to act on that understanding before they are 18 months old, including trying to comfort a parent. More advanced reasoning about other people's thoughts develops by around age 5 or 6. And research shows that parents who promote and model empathy raise more empathetic children. How to protect yourself from negative energy with empathy. 6 tips to help protect your empath energy. Set boundaries. Having healthy boundaries is important for all of us, but if you're an empath, it can be particularly useful. Give journaling a go. Start a mindfulness practice. Try visualization techniques. Get back to nature regularly. Plan for emotion overload. How does an empath deal with a narcissist? The empath seeks to destroy the narcissist's entire ego consciousness, which gives them their delusional power based on their extreme low self-esteem. Narcissists lack the very same empathy that the empath typifies. How to protect yourself from negative energy with empathy. Ask yourself if this symptom or emotion is mine or someone else's. Breathe and repeat this mantra to counter negative energy. Step away from what's disturbing you. Limit physical contact. Detox in water. Set limits and boundaries. Create alone time to recenter. Spend time in nature and practice earthing. 5 protection techniques for sensitive people. Shielding visualization. Shielding is a quick way to protect yourself. Define and express your relationship needs. Knowing your needs and being able to assert them is a strong form of self-protection for empaths. Set energetic boundaries at work and home. Prevent empathy overload. The Jaguar Protection Meditation. How do empaths protect themselves from negative energy? Shielding visualization. Shielding is a quick way to protect yourself. Many empaths and sensitive people rely on it to block out toxic energy while allowing the free flow of positivity. Call on it regularly. The minute you're uncomfortable with the person, place, or situation, put up your shield. Do empaths absorb negative energy? According to Zuskind, empaths can absorb positive and negative energy just by being in someone's presence. In crowded or busy places, this sensitivity may seem magnified to the point of being almost unbearable. Why you should never mess with an empath. They sense negativity. People who carry negativity and hatred are people empaths stay away from. They feel their anger, disapproval, prejudice, and every other negative emotion these people might feel. Other people's emotions affect empaths big time. Closed-minded people are not welcome in an empath's life. Shielding visualization, a survival guide for empaths to stay grounded and centered. Move away when possible. Distance yourself by at least 20 feet from the suspected source. Surrender to your breath. Practice guerrilla meditation. Set healthy limits and boundaries. Visualize protection around you. Define and honor your empathic needs. Are empaths rare? However, new research supports the existence of empaths, finding that between 1 to 2% of the population report experiencing this condition, but it's mirror touch, that trait of being able to feel the feelings of others, that is rare enough to be an alien concept to 98 to 99% of the population. Here are 15 other signs you might be an empath. You have a lot of empathy. Closeness and intimacy can overwhelm you. You have good intuition. You take comfort in nature. You don't do well in crowded places. You have a hard time not caring. People tend to tell you their problems. How to protect yourself from others' negative energy. Use imagery. Imagine yourself surrounded by a protective shield. Picture yourself with an aura of positive energy surrounding you and emanating outwards from you. Use your imagination to picture how you want to feel when you're in the presence of a person who tends to drain the positivity right out of you. This process of imagery works because it is a form of practice. As with the concept of practice makes perfect, practicing in your mind how you want to see yourself changes the way your mind thinks. Give the negative energy back. If you find yourself absorbing the negativity, despite your best efforts, use imagery as well to visualize yourself removing the negativity from yourself and placing it back on the other person where it belongs. To do so, stop and think for a minute how you feel, sort of like karma. Thanks for watching my video. Push the like and subscribe button and get to my channel for more videos. Hopefully I'll make another one soon.